Cost management is a core aspect of Azure governance, ensuring financial predictability and strategic resource allocation. By employing Azure's built-in tools like budgets, alerts, and recommendations, organizations can improve visibility into consumption and cost patterns. This approach aligns closely with previously covered governance topics, such as using Azure policy and tagging resources, enabling a unified strategy that addresses compliance, security, and cost requirements simultaneously. In the context of Microsoft Entra ID and resource management, cost control supports organizational objectives by ensuring cloud expenditures remain within set thresholds. It also helps match resource usage with the organization's budget and forecasted spending. When combined with robust identity management and governance practices, cost control becomes part of a broader effort to promote operational efficiency, accountability, and transparency throughout the Azure environment, reinforcing the principle that each service and resource must be carefully monitored and justified within the overall cloud strategy. Budgets and alerts serve as proactive mechanisms to anticipate and address potential cost overruns in Azure. A budget defines a spending limit or a consumption threshold for a specific scope, such as a subscription or resource group. Alerts are then configured to notify administrators or stakeholders via email or other communication channels when spending approaches or exceeds the budget's threshold. This functionality enables prompt action, helping teams optimize or scale back resources to avoid unplanned expenses. By setting multiple alert thresholds, organizations receive notifications for incremental usage markers, providing granular insights into cost patterns. Cost alerts also enhance accountability, as they can be integrated with role-based access controls to direct relevant information to team members responsible for managing usage. This specificity not only helps organizations maintain better financial discipline, but also encourages continuous review of resource allocation strategies, ensuring that each service operates at an optimal cost-to-performance ratio. When configuring budgets, administrators define the scope that the budget will monitor. Typically, one can choose from various scopes such as subscriptions, resource groups, or even management groups if the environment is large and complex. Establishing the scope helps align cost management practices with organizational hierarchies and departmental boundaries. For instance, if a marketing department deploys resources in a specific subscription, a subscription-level budget ensures clear visibility and accountability for that team's spending. Meanwhile, more granular resource group budgets might be useful for monitoring critical workloads or development projects closely. Azure Cost Management allows the selection of monthly, quarterly, or annual budget cycles, providing flexibility to match the organization's financial reporting periods. By including or excluding specific services, administrators can refine their tracking, isolating costs that are a priority for cost optimization. This structured approach to budgeting ensures that overhead allocations remain transparent and easily mapped to operational needs. Cost alerts extend the functionality of budgets by offering real-time notifications when spending patterns exceed set thresholds. In Azure, these alerts can be created through the cost management interface or programmatically via PowerShell and CLI. An alert typically comprises a set of rules that define when the alert triggers, often expressed as a percentage of the budget or projected spending. Notifications can target individuals, distribution lists, or service accounts responsible for cost oversight. This allows prompt investigation and remediation. For example, if an environment experiences unexpected spikes in compute usage, a cost alert can help administrators identify the root cause, such as scaled-out resources or misconfigurations. Existing governance policies, such as resource tagging or custom ownership labels, further enhance the utility of alerts by providing context around which department, environment, or project is driving costs. This leads to faster resolution and a more precise allocation of expenses. Alert rules specify the conditions for triggering a cost alert. These rules often utilize threshold percentages. For instance, an alert might fire at 80% of a budget to give administrators ample time to prevent exceeding the allocated amount. Alternatively, Triggers can apply to estimated monthly spend or actual daily usage. Alert actions define what happens once a rule is met. While email notifications are common, more advanced responses can include calling an Azure function or logic app to implement automated remediation, such as scaling down unused resources. Azure Monitor integrates tightly with cost alerts, enabling a centralized view of operational signals and cost metrics. By combining these tools, organizations can orchestrate real-time responses that preserve both performance and cost control. This orchestration ensures each incident triggers well-defined steps, reinforcing the efficiency and predictability of an organization's cloud environment. Azure Advisor is an essential service that provides tailored recommendations across 5 categories: reliability, security, performance, operational excellence, and cost. By analyzing resource usage and configuration data, Advisor highlights opportunities to optimize resource allocations and improve cost efficiency. This includes suggesting correct virtual machine sizes, identifying underutilized resources, and recommending better purchasing options like reserved instances. Because Advisor is part of the broader Azure Management Suite, it naturally complements budgets and alerts by offering actionable guidance. Administrators can review Advisor suggestions to refine their budgets or fine-tune alert thresholds. It also integrates seamlessly with Azure Monitor so that flagged issues can prompt proactive cost management efforts. Advisor ensures that cost savings do not come at the expense of performance or security, as each recommendation is vetted against best practices across multiple disciplines. By regularly reviewing Advisor reports, organizations can maintain an up-to-date perspective on potential improvements. Within Azure Advisor, the cost optimization category focuses on mitigating unnecessary expenditures by evaluating resource sizing, pricing models, and usage patterns. Common recommendations suggest downsizing virtual machines when CPU or memory usage stays low, or consolidating storage accounts to reduce overhead. Advisor may also highlight possible savings through Azure Hybrid Benefit for Windows Server or SQL Server, or by changing from pay-as-you-go to reserve capacity in specific services. These suggestions are based on continuously updated usage data, making them highly relevant to dynamic workloads. By implementing Advisor's recommendations, resource owners can often realize immediate cost reductions without significantly impacting performance. In turn, budgets and alerts become more effective as they now track closer to the organization's optimized baseline. Over time, repeating this cycle of review, implementation, and monitoring leads to a refined Azure infrastructure, striking the balance between meeting business needs and controlling operational expenses. Azure policy plays a significant role in cost governance by ensuring that resources adhere to defined rules. This can prevent cost overruns before they occur. For instance, administrators might create a policy that restricts certain resource types in a production environment or enforces specific SKUs that align with established budgets. In tandem with role-based access controls, these policies prevent unauthorized deployment of expensive resources outside established governance boundaries. Moreover, policies can mandate the presence of cost-saving configurations, such as requiring that every resource group includes a cost center tag or limiting the creation of premium storage accounts to essential workloads. By systematically applying policies, organizations reduce the likelihood of accidental resource proliferation or oversight in cost management. Budgets, alerts, Azure Advisor insights, and policy enforcement thus work together. They form a cohesive governance framework that fosters cost accountability, ensuring that cloud investments remain purposeful and transparent. Tagging resources is a crucial practice for refining cost allocation and governance in Azure. A tag is a key value pair applied to resources, such as virtual machines or storage accounts, to indicate attributes like department, environment, or project. This metadata allows for more accurate and segmented cost analysis, enabling deeper insights into which teams or initiatives drive expenditures. When used in conjunction with budgets, tags can limit alerts and spending thresholds to particular dimensions, making cost control more granular. For example, A tag like Cost Center Marketing can help identify exactly how much the marketing team is spending across multiple subscriptions. Tagging also aids in reorganizing resources at scale because tools such as resource group moves and policy-based enforcement can ensure that tags remain consistent throughout the life cycle of a resource. Maintaining standardized tagging practices across the organization thus becomes essential for ensuring consistent and effective cost reporting. In Azure, cost analysis extends beyond raw billing data, offering interactive dashboards and visualization tools to interpret spending trends. These built-in tools let administrators break down costs by service, resource group, and tag. The charts can highlight anomalies such as sudden spikes, prompting targeted investigations. Integrating this data with Power BI or Excel can yield advanced analytics or custom reporting, offering near real-time visibility into the organization's cloud spend. With continuous monitoring, teams can correlate cost increases to specific projects, rollouts, or environment changes. This information forms the backbone of strategic budgeting, enabling better forecasting and refined cost distribution among different product lines or business units. Additionally, cost data analysis can verify the impact of any corrective action taken, such as right-sizing virtual machines or eliminating redundant resources based on Azure Advisor recommendations. Through iterative analysis, Azure cost management becomes an ongoing discipline rather than a one-time exercise. Resource groups provide a natural boundary for cost management, allowing for organized grouping of Azure resources based on functionality, project, or environment. By applying budgets and alerts at the resource group level, organizations can ensure that each initiative remains within predetermined financial constraints. This granular approach is especially valuable in large enterprises or dev/test environments, where different teams manage separate resource groups. When integrated with tagging and Azure policy, resource groups become even more powerful for cost governance. For instance, a policy might require all resources within a group to inherit the same cost center tag, enhancing reporting consistency. Moreover, Azure Advisor's recommendations frequently focus on individual resource groups, highlighting opportunities for cost optimization at the project or environment level. This compartmentalized strategy aligns with best practices in cloud governance, ensuring that every tier or feature set is financially accounted for and consistently monitored. Maintaining cost efficiency in Azure often involves a layered, methodical approach. At the organizational layer, define clear governance structures, including policies, role-based permissions, and naming conventions that promote transparency. At the subscription or resource group layer, implement budgets that reflect departmental or project-based funding limits, making it easier to identify overages. Alerts act as an early warning system, funneling notifications to the teams best positioned to address the issue. Simultaneously, take advantage of Azure Advisor's continuous recommendations to optimize resource configurations, leverage reserved instances, and benefit from appropriate licensing models. Tagging remains an essential practice throughout to track and attribute costs accurately. Engaging in periodic cost reviews, led by stakeholders from finance, operations, and development, can drive a culture of cost awareness. As a result, each stage, from resource provisioning to decommissioning, is guided by established guardrails that encourage prudent usage and discourage wasteful spending. Effective cost management becomes a sustained practice when organizations employ ongoing monitoring techniques. Implementing dashboards that display real-time spend data provides immediate insights and can be shared across teams to foster shared accountability. Automated scripts or pipelines can periodically export cost data to centralized reporting systems, merging with other performance metrics or business intelligence tools. These aggregated insights enable holistic decision-making that ties financial performance to operational outcomes. Integrating budget and alert data with service health and performance metrics can also illuminate the correlation between resource performance and cost. Monitoring usage patterns over time uncovers trends such as seasonal demands, which can further refine capacity planning. By actively reviewing Azure Advisor's updated alerts and recommendations on a routine schedule, organizations remain agile in responding to changing needs. Ultimately, this comprehensive, continuous lens on cloud expenditures ensures that Azure remains a cost-effective platform aligned with evolving business objectives.